The following episode may contain sensitive content. Listener discretion is advised.
There you go, baby
My
girl.
girl.
We did that.
You did that. That was good.
Hey, welcome everyone.
Welcome.
We need to introduce today ourselves in our sexy voices.
Oh, welcome to the show must go on. I'm Tracey.
And I'm Nikki, and we're here to judge you.
Actually, they're probably judging me. They're like, that was sexy. Ugh.
Hey, we tried our best, you know. This is what you're dealing with at this point. We gave it our all.
That's
Yeah.
really all I'm doing is just trying.
We're just trying here, day to day. We give it one more try, you know.
And I can't
How
say
are
it's going to be
you?
100% either.
I
but
know. If it's your 25% that day, it's totally cool. You know?
Hey, that's pretty good. 25%. I'll take
25%
it.
is great.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing? How was your Easter?
All right. It was good. Well, for the listeners, we record this is right after Easter.
Mhm.
We'll hear it in a week from now. But it was good. I had a great time with my family. We went to my uncle's house. We had a beautiful lunch. Oh, so yummy. I wish I could like eat like that all the time at home.
What'd you
But
have? I know I
yeah,
need to hear the menu.
ham, like full on, like the pork was there and
Yeah.
they just sliced the ham,
Sorry to all the pigs.
glazed. Um, we also had rice, like it's like a moro, we call it in Spanish. It's the one that has beans inside already. Sweet potato, salad. There was like this like asparagus. No, maybe like green beans. I can't remember. It was just very yummy, everything. One of those. And of course some limoncello spritz to make sure everyone stays in track with it, you know.
He
But
has
yeah,
risen, and so have we.
we did.
Glug,
We
glug,
did
glug.
this rice with him. Yep.
Oh,
Pretty
bless this
much.
limoncello spritz.
Oh God. Hashtag blessed. It was so good. I just forgot my ring light. Yeah, keep going. So wait, I was gonna tell you how was yours?
It was
Like I
good.
want to know what you did on Sunday.
It was good. My uncle, who lives here now, he's been here for a year, so he came over, and my mom basically cooked up quite the spread.
Oh, what Jennifer, what you did?
And also did the ham, and
Yum.
then we did more of like a Ukrainian Thanksgiving. So there was, yeah, kielbasa that my mom
Do I hear
boiled.
progress in the house? Or was that by accident?
What?
Do I hear progress in that house?
Progress?
Ukraine meals?
Ukrainian.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Ukraine.
Yeah. My
Are your
mom.
mom supporting?
Oh. Well, that's our heritage, so I fucking hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, no, of course she doesn't wish ill on anybody, but I know Putin, she condemns him to hell. She's
Good.
like, he's a
You
crazy
should.
bastard, and I'm like,
He
yes, he
really
is.
is.
He is though.
He's a pab. That's what
Like the
that's
highest
the
level.
highest pab. Hold
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, she made like a bunch of Ukrainian stuff. So kielbasa and pierogis, and then there's
Ooh,
something called gołąbkis. So
okay.
it's ground meat, so beef with rice, and then you wrap it in cabbage, and then you put like
Oh,
a tomato sauce on it.
yum, yum, yum. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. So we had that.
Okay.
Delicious. Lots of leftovers. So we sent my uncle home with a bunch of stuff, which was fine.
Yes.
So
Yeah. So it was it just the three of you? Do you have any other people over?
no, that's just the three of
Just the three
us.
of us.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
cute though. I'm
Yeah.
sure your mom is really enjoying your her brother living there.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely.
Like,
I'm very
I'm
happy he's
so
here.
glad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they get along really well. So,
love that.
mhm.
Love that for her,
I love
you
that
know.
for her too.
Um, Wait, so I wanted to tell you things that I watched, which are
Yes,
not that
please.
many because I haven't had fucking time to do anything.
I
Okay.
haven't watched a lot either. So
So do not bring up The Last of Us because I have not watched Sunday's episode. I'm gonna
I still haven't finished the first season. So don't worry.
Tracey.
Sorry. I know.
This is our job now. I'm manifesting this.
I know. I'm sorry. Okay, okay, okay. All right. I'm gonna watch it. Don't worry.
Watch it. It's good. It's worth it.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched Sundays, and I feel
Right.
like every time I go in any social media, it tells
You
me
gotta be
there's gonna be a
careful.
spoiler. So
Yeah.
I'm like scrolling fast. So I'm like, I had to
Right.
watch it tonight because I don't want to be mad
Yeah.
that social media ruined it for me.
Yes. Yeah.
But I watched the documentary about Christopher Reeve,
Hmm.
the
Really
Superman.
sad.
It's it's really sad, but it's more like yeah, it's heartbreaking, you know.
But it's like inspiring too,
It's
right?
so inspiring because
Yeah.
I feel like I knew he did a lot, but I didn't know he did that much for
Like
the disability
philanthropy and stuff.
community.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, and what made me more sad is that his his wife died too, you know,
Hmm.
like 2 years after him,
Mm,
right away,
yeah.
you know, and it was cancer, but I feel like they were so in love, you know, and she
Hmm.
stood by him for so long and helped
Right.
him and having a toddler at that time.
Yeah.
You know, it was a very sad, but also it made me so happy to know that he gave a voice to the
Mhm.
people that didn't have a voice before.
Right.
So yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And I did watch the documentary about like Hollywood
The Power Rangers episode,
not
the
the
Hollywood
Power
Demons.
Rangers one. I
Oh,
haven't seen that one yet, but I saw the one before, which is
with
the
the
child
child act.
celebrities,
Okay.
child actors.
Yeah.
And the one from That's So Raven, oh my fucking God.
I didn't
I
realize it was
mean,
that bad.
me either. Me either. And those like videos of him saying, I'm Orlando Brown, whatever his name was.
Right.
I was like, oh my God, he like stayed stuck in time.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's actually really
Pobrecito.
sad.
Yeah.
But also the drugs, man. Stay off the drugs.
Still, kids,
You
don't
know,
do
like
drugs.
if you want to smoke a
Mm-mm.
little weed, okay, fine.
But
But
also
it's
like
the
it,
hard shit. Like he
I
was doing like
know, but it's
meth and
like
stuff.
know your, I would even go further, like know your patterns. If you know you have an addictive personality, you
Mm,
know you need
don't
to
do
stay
it.
away from drugs because it's
That's
gonna
true.
be a gate opener. Listen,
That's true.
I'm not a fucking professional. I'm not. But you know, like I feel like we get to know ourselves as we get older
Mm.
and we know our personality traits. And if you have an addictive personality, chances are you don't know how to stop. So,
I
yeah.
mean, it's hard because I think that's the whole point is like coming into the celebrity being so young And
Yeah.
even they were like his parents weren't around.
Yeah.
So it's like he kind of felt like he could do whatever he wanted. And it's
Yeah.
just like it probably got away from him. And then he was just
Very,
fucked.
very away from him. Yeah.
So it's
Very sad. Um, but I watched that and there was something else that I watched. Okay, so I thought that the Vanderpump Villa new season with Stassi had started.
mhm.
And so I was like, okay, click. And I started watching it and there's no Stassi. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I was like, wait, like after like 2 episodes, I'm like, wait, this is good, but Stassi's not in it. So like, I'm like, what is this? And it's like season 1. And I was like, fuck. But now it's good. So I'm invested. And now I have to finish this
Yeah.
because the new season comes out this week or at the end of this week. And it's with Stassi and it's in Italy. So, the season 1 is in the south of France
Mm,
and this
nice.
one is in Italy. So I'm like, hello, yes, I'm gonna watch it. And I love Stassi. I miss her.
She your girl?
Yeah, she just makes really good reality TV. She's good with her words. She
Mm.
knows what to say for these shows. I love it. Yeah. And obviously I've been watching ER.
Nice.
What about you?
I really haven't been watching that much. I'm fired. I watched the first couple episodes of that Gotta Get Out.
No, you didn't like it?
No, it's fun. No,
Oh,
it's fun.
okay,
I like it.
okay.
And you know what? The one guy, Steven, who's the crime
Oh my
writer,
God, I love him.
and he said he used to work for People. And I'm like, because I'm looking at his face and I'm going, he looks familiar. And I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that he has been in interviews on like other documentaries and like
Oh,
things about
probably
like
because he did look
celebrities and
familiar.
yes,
Yeah.
but that's the thing. And other interviews, he was a little bit younger and clean shaven. And
Uh-huh.
in this, he like has a beard, wears a baseball cap, all that stuff. So he actually, yes, I've seen him on things.
Yeah.
But
I
like it's
really
like,
liked him.
but yeah, I feel
They
bad for
were they were
him.
bullying him.
They were like, "Oh, you lied to us," and
Like,
it's
get
like
over it. That's the whole point of the show.
it's a game. My
Yeah.
thing is $100,000 is not enough
Oh my
to
God,
to
for me to
escape.
do that. Yeah. I know, but
Not enough.
I was also like thinking, like, first I was thinking eh, I would never run because I don't like running. That's one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, but they had a car. So,
Yeah, I don't know how to drive either,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
double whammy.
You're just standing by
Um,
that button when ready
yeah.
for other people to run.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? I can't, like, it's not enough money. I could
Yeah.
probably run. I don't like running, but I could run. But to get that one kid, oh wait, I don't want to ruin it for you. I don't know where you're at, but um, no,
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
it's a
want it that
million
much.
dollars. I would
Yeah.
run for $1 million. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like if it was like up there, I'd be like,
Yeah,
let's go.
and then like splitting it with that one person that stayed in,
Yeah, I
which
know.
would be me. But if I was the one that ran out, I'd probably be like, I'm out. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
I'd be so selfish.
I mean, that's a lot of money. Like that's what happens to
Hmm.
people. It's just they see dollar signs and, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes your morals sort of go out the window. But
Okay,
I
well,
mean,
I'm
that's
glad
what makes it interesting. So,
all the episodes are there, so we finished it.
yeah. And it's
Yeah.
like it's worth it to keep watching.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's another reality TV show about lying. Just
Which
gotta put Americans together fighting for money. Great TV.
I mean, yeah, that's
The
pretty much
system has
how
failed them.
uh, it's on par with how things are going right now. It's basically like the
Exactly.
Hunger Games out there, people.
Literally. That's what these shows are.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
dog eat dog world, and I'm watching it. So,
Yeah. And laughing too about it.
yeah.
It is what it is.
And
Okay.
that,
Wait, there was like one more thing that I saw. I saw on the news and I was like, wait, what?
The Pope died.
The Pope died
Yeah, R.I.P.
after meeting JD.
I know. I know. That's what I thought too.
Bro, if that doesn't say anything,
He said,
he
this
said,
is,
peace out, mofos.
yeah, he was like, this is what our world's coming to. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. See ya.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh
But I
God.
did see
So
that
funny.
Conclave is like 283% boost
Of
in
course,
views.
because we're
Yeah,
about to witness that. I'm so
exactly.
glad that movie educated me because I feel like I didn't know anything.
I didn't know anything either.
So now I know what the process is. And I
Right.
saw on the news like when they like closed his room.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, so it was real. That's
Yeah.
actually what they really do.
Yeah. And I didn't know though they're supposed to wait 12 days before they like start the
Mm,
process of choosing. It's like a mourning period. I didn't realize it was that
got it.
long, but
That is very long. That's very long.
so
Mm,
we'll see what
yeah.
happens with that.
Oh yeah. I'm pumped to see who's gonna be the new person. It's interesting to me because this guy was like Spanish speaking.
Hmm. Well, and he
So,
was very progressive for a
mm-hmm.
pope. He was very much like LGBTQ
Yep,
plus friendly, immigration, like all of that. A little more
yep.
liberal than other
Mm-hmm.
popes.
So I am
So
excited to see how it will go.
I'm nervous because I feel like it's almost like how it goes with the elections in the United
Oh
States, where it's
fuck,
like,
Tracy, don't tell me that.
well, I mean, there's patterns, where it's like we go
That's true.
more
That's true.
liberal and then people are like, oh, it's too liberal. And then they go more Republican and then it's like too much. And then it
Ah.
flip flops. So I feel like
All I
we
care
might,
about is my passport being active in case I have to leave.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Everyone check your passports. Just be ready.
that's yeah. Get out of Dodge. Canada doesn't want us, but anywhere else maybe.
Yeah. DR, you're all welcome. Um,
Personal invite.
yeah.
When I go there, I'm gonna say Nikki said I was,
She said I could come
yeah.
and stay. So, um, okay, so you want to dive into this right away?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Um, so the film that we're discussing today, it is dun dun dun. It is Baby Girl. And well, you all know that it's a A24 production because they love weird shit. Um, and it's a 2024 American erotic thriller directed by Halina Regine, I don't know how to say it. The film stars Nicole Kidman as Romy Mathis, a high-power CEO who risks her career and family by engaging in a torrid affair with her much younger intern, Samuel. The narrative delves into themes of power dynamics, sexuality, and personal autonomy. What do you think about the film?
Um, I feel like if we hadn't decided to watch it, I probably wouldn't have gone out of my way to watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
But we love
Um,
Nicole.
I do love her, and I mean, A24 is great, and I understand why they would choose to do this film. Like it's deeper than what it is, but I don't know, it was fine. Like I probably wouldn't watch it again.
Okay.
Like it was okay.
Okay.
What did you think?
I liked it. I liked it because it made me feel uncomfortable many
Oh
times.
yeah, so
Um,
uncomfortable.
I also feel like we don't get like this kind of like dynamics in on the screen that much, and these couples do exist.
Mm,
You know, like a dominant and, and a
submissive.
sub. Yeah. And there was a lot of daddy issues through it. Um, and we could see how much is like suppressed by society, through this film, because if it was more talked about, maybe she wouldn't have had this thing happen to her, or she wouldn't have made the choices that she made.
Sure.
Because she would have felt comfortable talking about it and talking to her husband about it. Um, I the first 30 minutes or 40 minutes of the film, my jaw was on the floor the whole time. I was like, and
Yeah.
I would like look at Trey, and he's like out shocked the whole time, because again, it's something that for me it's very foreign, and it's something that I'm not into.
Mm,
Um, but I love seeing it portrayed very well with good actors, and how it can affect a family when you don't really express your needs, and especially your significant other, you know. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I mean, I do appreciate the fact that it's like it shows the complexity of humans and their relationships with one another, and not everything is black and white. I think that's what
Mm-hmm.
it is with A24. They show a lot of the gray,
Yeah.
where it's like you as the audience, you
Yeah.
feel bad for that person, but you're also like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And
Mm-hmm.
like you feel confused
The
as
whole
to
time you're like, wait,
how to
what?
feel toward the situation.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that's just normal,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that sometimes we don't know what we're feeling because it's
Mm-hmm.
so many things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
I do feel like it is realistic in that sense of what they
Very,
showed.
very
So I
realistic.
do appreciate the movie. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think the way that they did it was really really good. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
just saying, like personally for me,
It's not your taste.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like
Yeah.
something where I'm like, oh, like I love it. I would watch it again
Yeah.
and again. But I can appreciate it for sure.
Yeah.
Like they did a really good
Yeah.
job with it.
I really liked it. I don't think I will watch it again. And it's also because I don't know, it made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I also,
Yeah.
we kind of see, like, I don't even know, it's like her desire through this film, because I kept telling Trey while we were watching it, I feel like she had so much power constantly. She she wanted a moment where she was powerless,
Absolutely.
you
Yes.
know? And I think even at home with her husband, it was like kind of like she was like the first scene, she's on top of him. So
Mm-hmm.
she's taking control of the situation, you know? So I think that message was so like well portrayed, because I always think of my friend Tats. She has to make all these decisions all day long. That she says that when she gets home, she doesn't even want to decide what to make for dinner, because she's constantly making decisions.
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
she wants to be in that moment, be like, somebody choose. Tell me what I should cook, or like tell me what we would eat for dinner,
Right. Yeah.
because
That's
you get exhausted, you know?
right. I know. That's what I thought too. Because Romy, Nicole Kidman's character, she's the CEO of this like
Mm-hmm.
really big company. So yeah, like she's had to work really hard to get to where she is, and then to be in
Mm-hmm.
charge of a company. And like you said, just making all these decisions all the time. So when
All the time.
when this guy tells her like, I think you want to be told what to do, and I was like, yeah, yeah, she
Yeah,
does.
that was
I mean, he wasn't wrong. He was like, "Oh, that was
he wasn't
inappropriate."
wrong.
He wasn't wrong.
I just also felt like he wasn't like super attractive for my taste.
Yeah, I'm not
So
personally attracted to him, and I
yeah.
could sense the immaturity in him.
Yeah, and I also feel like, because if you would have chosen a really hot guy, the message kind of goes away,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
can't really choose like a really like, you had to choose someone that looks kind of like boyish,
yeah.
you
I mean, I
know?
think he was well casted because
Oh no, he was great.
yeah, because it's
Yeah.
like he towed that line of like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in a sense, I could see how she would find him attractive.
Yeah.
And there
Yeah.
is this like sensuality to
Mhm.
him, it's like taboo and forbidden that would like pull her
Yes.
in.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, like it made sense. Like I could see it happening,
Mm-hmm.
like I wasn't like, oh, this would never happen. Cause like I hate in movies when it's like really ugly men and like hot women and everyone's
Yeah.
going for
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
ugly guys and it just makes me so mad. But
But I also feel like, yeah, like it's realistic for her to go for him.
right.
Yeah.
Because like he is a little bit younger and he's this
And
intern and
and their chemistry was really good as actors.
it's like a
They
push-pull dynamic that they had the
Let's
whole
talk about
time.
real quick that first time in the was it motel, or I don't think they just show her going in that room.
Right.
And the moment she gets there, I was feeling more uncomfortable because of her safety. At one point I said he's gonna kill her,
Right. Oh
you
no,
know,
I know.
because he said he had dark thoughts. Um, and I'm like, she's risking it all,
Well, and she
you
doesn't know
know?
him.
And she exactly. So the
Just
whole
because he
time I was,
works for her doesn't
God,
mean anything.
yeah, I know, so creepy. But that scene where she comes in and she's just there, and then she removes that one hair from the bed.
Yeah.
And then she sits and she's kind of mad, but she still waits for him.
Hmm.
And then he comes in and he's like,
Oh, you're here.
"Oh, you're here." I'm like, "No shit, didn't you tell her to come here?"
Yeah. Maybe he
And
didn't think she was going to show up.
but I also feel like when he gets there, she's like, "No, that we have to talk." And I'm like, "Girl, you know what's about to happen, because first of all, you could have chosen a public place. If he tells you this place, you could have just been like, no, if you really wanted to talk to him. You know, that's not what you want. And there's a reason why you went there, you know? But I feel like she was so ashamed of wanting that, you know? And I don't, again, it's what I was telling you. These couples exist,
Hmm.
you know, but it like we never hear their stories, or we never hear about them because it's so suppressed by society that we don't even see them on film. In porn, probably we see it, but not in like an actual film, you know, like, hey, these couples do exist, you know? Um,
Yeah, it's
uh-huh.
interesting because, like, when she says to Antonio Banderas, her husband, Jacob, I've never had an orgasm with you.
That
I
was
was like,
hurtful.
what? It's super hurtful. Second of all, 19 years they've been married and not once. So I think that
No,
is bringing into your point of being like, you can't discuss with your partner,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
what's gonna
make you,
turn
but
you
not the it.
on and your fantasies.
And when she said that, it made so much sense, because when when they were at the motel that first time, she kept saying, I don't want to pee. And I'm like, girly pop, that's the feeling you get when it's about to happen. You're not gonna pee yourself,
Right.
you know? And that's when like it connected to me. I was like, oh, this is what she kept saying, because she had never had one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At least not with like a partner, I guess. Cause I mean, even in the
Exactly,
beginning
exactly.
when
Yeah.
she like finishes having sex with her husband and then goes to watch porn and like get off like right away. She like ran for that laptop.
She was so fast.
Yeah. I mean,
And then just I also think of her, she said to him at one point, but she wasn't like super honest, but she did kind of try to bring it up, like, I would like to watch porn while we're having sex.
with the
Or she said
blanket over her head, which is
her
like so
blanket
childish,
because she
like
wants
she
him to
can't.
be her daddy.
Ay,
That's the power dynamic. It's like
but she
domination over her.
it's just weird to me because it's like this is your partner of like 20 years and you can't have like a face-to-face conversation about your needs and your relationship. Like you have to pull a sheet over your head to say what you want. And it
I
wasn't
also,
even that bad. She just said she wanted to watch porn while they were having sex.
yeah, and
I don't
she's
even
like,
think
I
that
want
that's
you to like
bad.
cover me.
Yeah.
And he already for that, he was like, no,
Mm.
you know. I just I feel like that, first of all, that's not the moment for you to have that conversation. You need to have it during the day, face to
Yeah.
face. This
Right.
is what it is. This is what I like. This is what I dislike, you know? But she was definitely ashamed of it. So I think it was very hard for her to express her feeling when she doesn't even feel comfortable herself with wanting that,
Right. I
you
mean, I guess
know?
that's true. And like I still think a lot of women probably feel that way. Like we're not, I don't know, entitled to have this
Yeah.
sexuality to us and have fantasies and things like that that we should be embarrassed and ashamed.
Hmm.
And we shouldn't, you know.
You know, I kept thinking about like the intimacy coordinator.
Mm,
I,
what a job they had.
what, yeah, I was like,
Put
this
them
is
to
a
work.
lot to take care of
Yeah.
in this film. You know, it's both with her, with Antonio Banderas and the guy, um,
Her on her own.
her and her own, like so many moments that I was like, oh, this coordinator was on set every day.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
There's
Yeah.
so many scenes, so
Yeah.
many
Like
scenes.
we're gonna practice this again. Let's go over it again.
Yes.
Hope they got paid well.
Yeah, they probably did.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They probably did. And then I did not know Antonio Banderas was in this film until I saw him.
Either. Yeah,
I
I
was like,
know. Because
oh, this
I
is a
feel
nice surprise.
right. I feel like he really doesn't do a lot of movies and TV as much
Hmm.
anymore. So maybe he's just like really picky about the projects he chooses.
Yeah.
Um, maybe he's like semi-retired. I know sometimes actors are just like, not gonna go out for those parts as much. But if someone calls me and say, "Hey, like we have you in mind for this film,"
Hmm.
I don't know how
Hmm.
it works, but I thought he was great in it. You know, good,
Yeah, he did
good part for
amazing.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also there's like a couple of scenes that come up to mind when I think about his performance. There was that one time when she kind of tells him, like it happened, like I had an affair, and he's like, you risked everything, and especially our children, the most important thing. And like his buildup was so beautifully done.
Yeah.
And then that moment where he fights with him.
Mhm.
And at some point I was like, wait, because they were putting their foreheads together.
Yeah, when he's like having his panic attack.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, is this gonna be a threesome now?
I literally thought that at one point. I was like,
Okay,
just have
so
a threesome.
because I
Get it
was
over
like,
with.
this is the I don't know,
Yeah,
it
no,
was
I
like
got that vibe too. Yes.
borderline,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
got that feeling.
But it could be because we've been watching for like an hour and 15 minutes, just this kind of power dynamic, and sexually, the
Right.
whole time.
Yeah.
So I think that's it was like my mind went there and I was like, oh no, wait, what's gonna happen now?
Yeah. No, I thought that too. Don't worry. I was like, they're gonna
I was
all
like,
be
are they
doing
gonna
it.
go there? Are they gonna go there?
I'm glad they didn't, but
I know, I know. I
I
didn't
did
need
think
to see
that.
that. Um, but I wanted to bring up uh the two daughters,
Mm,
um, who even the one that was more like the rebel and
mhm.
going through her faith of of what's it called? Um, it's not like dark, it's more
Goth.
like God, but it's like I don't believe in anything.
Oh,
That type
yeah.
of
Yeah.
faith in life. It's like,
Mm,
no, I just believe in myself. I do whatever I want.
like an
Yeah.
agnostic.
Yeah. Yeah. And even her like coming to her later in the movie and being like, Dad will forgive you.
Mm,
And she was like, why? Like, what do you know? And she's like, I don't know anything, which is beautiful that they didn't tell the kids.
mhm.
But she said, like, because, like, I guess her girlfriend had forgiven her for
Right.
cheating.
See, and that's the thing is I think the daughter, she's like 17, so she's not stupid.
Hmm.
And
She knows something's
she
happening.
knew something was going on.
Hmm.
And then like her mom asking her, "Oh, do you like the neighbor? Like,
Hmm.
aren't you still with your girlfriend?" It's like, yeah,
Hmm.
like I love my girlfriend, but I'm just having fun
Yeah.
with this other girl, which
Yeah.
is like basically what Nicole Kidman was doing. Like she loves
Exactly.
her husband, but she's like fulfilling these fantasies with this other guy. She's having
Hmm.
fun.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I did think that was really nice because I kind of thought the daughter was a little bitchy in the beginning when they're doing
I
the like
know.
Christmas
Me
photos, and she
too.
was like, "Why do you do that to yourself? Your face, you look like a fish," and like making fun of her and stuff. And then like
And
later,
meanwhile, she's wearing this like hoodie,
I know,
looking like a
I
little grambling. I'm like, girl.
yeah, right, like you should be talking,
Yeah. Like
but
that's not the outfit for this picture.
right, but you do see that she really cares about her mom because when she comes home from
Yeah.
that club, which I was like, I'm overwhelmed. I don't think I could ever do that. And here she is, like so out of
But
place.
also first of all, the way she looked when she came home, it was like she was ran by a truck.
Yeah. Which I think that's also like the daughter knew. She's like, my mom's, she wasn't at work because she was
Yeah.
working late. No, you don't come
Yeah.
home all like disheveled and your hair is a mess. She probably smelled
Oh,
like
yeah. 100%.
sweat and smoke.
Drugs. The moment
Yeah.
she had a sip of water, I was like, that would have been
Oh,
Molly.
yeah. I'm like, girl, there's something in that water. Do not
Yeah.
drink that. But
No.
she's, there with those like 20-year-olds. Gotta blend in and have fun, I guess.
Now, tell me if you thought about this because the moment she walked in, I was like, someone's gonna have a camera when she walked into the club. I
Like
said, someone's
recording.
gonna have a camera, is gonna record, she's gonna lose her job
Um,
because she just started making out with him right there. I was like, you're not in a
I
private
know.
environment.
I or like another intern
Oh my
because they're young too, been like, hey, and like seeing them in the crowd. Like you don't know. Like New
God. Yeah.
York seems like a big place, but
Hmm.
sometimes it can be pretty small,
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like the
Yep.
odds of them getting spotted were fairly decent. So I thought that was really risky.
That was so risky. That was so risky.
And it's not even like, even if she was single, to me, it's like hooking up with your intern.
Oh my
I mean, that alone,
God.
like
Yeah, no,
that's not professional. It's not
that's a
appropriate. So
different power dynamic.
exactly, like she's
Yeah.
already crossing the line with all of that, let alone having an
Mm-hmm.
extramarital affair. Like that's,
Mm-hmm.
another thing too. But so it's like both these things because him
Yes.
like constantly saying, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable with this. I'm gonna like basically rat you out. I'm gonna go tell them." And I'm like, "What the
Blackmailing
fuck
her.
is this? What a little bitch!" I did
Yeah, what a
not like
pab.
him. He was a
Yeah.
pab. I didn't really like him. Him being like, "You're confusing me. What are you doing to me?" And I'm like, this is where the immaturity is coming in. This, because she kept saying, "You're young," and don't call me young. And it's like, but you're acting like you're young.
Yes. Like you are young.
You
Yeah.
are. She's got two teenage daughters. She's lived
Mm-hmm.
her life. She's the
Mm-hmm.
CEO of this company. Like, she has so much experience over you in every
Yes.
facet of her life. Of course
Yep.
you're young, dude.
Yep. Yep.
Like,
A
don't be a little
hundred
bitch
percent.
about it. Don't call me young. You're confusing me.
Oh my
Fuck up.
God. And when he had that little fucking uh temper tantrum in the car, I was like,
Yes, open
bro,
the door. Open the door. And she's like, we need to talk about this.
yeah.
Like, yelling at her. And I was like, just fucking let him go. Gross. Bye. Like, the fact that
Yes.
she even wanted to continue anything after that point, where he was like, we need to set ground rules. You do everything I say. And I'm like, you just were talking about consent. How is this
And
like
then
the
he
number one
forced
rule?
her to consent.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
But
But because basically holding her career over her head and like, I'm just gonna
exactly.
blow your life up.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem fair to me. But
No, I also feel like I don't know, like the that kind of I don't know. I wish we had like an expert. Please
mm,
reach out to us.
or
We don't
someone
know
who's
what the fuck we're
cheated on
talking
your
about.
husband.
Oh, no, but like the power dynamic, isn't it just in the bedroom? Are you
It
are you talking to her like that outside, like a little bitch?
Well, he
Like,
sent her that glass of milk.
oh yeah, and she drank the whole thing like a good
Yeah,
girl. The way
exactly.
I was like a good girl. And then he goes to her and he's like,
Good
good girl.
girl.
And I was like,
Mhm. Yeah.
Tracey, I was gasping
No, when he shows up at
75%
their
of the movie.
yeah, when he shows up at the house.
When he showed up at the house, and then when they have that little like meeting, the second one, the second meeting that's
Baloo.
so funny. The second meeting that they had that he's like, sit on that table.
Hmm.
I was thinking someone's gonna come in from work.
When he like had his hand up her skirt, I was like, someone's gonna walk and be like, "Hey, you have a call."
Exactly.
Like, how they didn't get caught out, I don't know. But apparently, it wasn't a mystery because people knew.
And also, let's talk about that birthday and that scene in the kitchen when she's telling him you're mine. I was like, girly,
That was crazy.
I know. And that Esme, she
Yes,
was right there.
I know. She was like, "All right, is everything okay?"
God knows for how long she was there.
Right. Which
That's
I think, she seems like a smart woman. She probably knew something was going on because Nicole Kidman wasn't exactly secretive about it. They'd be sitting in meetings and she sees him walk by and just
sure.
watches him. Girl, like,
He had so much power over her.
right. Which I'm like, how?
She was like, this is the guy that's making me come, finally.
I really think that's what it is.
Yeah,
It was
because
just like this,
she never had that sexual satisfaction ever.
right? Like these dopamine hits,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like getting that high.
Mm-hmm.
He was a drug for her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She was addicted in that sense of getting that feeling of satisfaction and having an orgasm. And also, I think, like, again, it's taboo, and you always want what you can't have or you shouldn't have, and that excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Let's, I know. Your face said it all. Let's talk about the power dynamic that they also showed us it at work. So we had Esme trying to get a promotion throughout the whole movie.
Right.
And
She wants to just sit down and talk.
they're not giving her the time of the
They're
nothing.
not taking her seriously. She
They're
just
not
wants more
taking her
women in the
serious.
program. What's wrong with that?
Oh my God. and she just wants to see where the opportunity is. Like, is it
Right.
coming? Is it not coming?
Yeah.
And we see her take the opportunity and grab it by the balls. Fast. She
Good.
said, "Oh, baby, this is my moment to shine." And I'm
Mhm.
so proud because, you know, blackmailing is awful. But she said to her, I don't want to ruin your life.
Mhm.
I want you to give me what I deserve.
Mhm.
I want you to give me the time and the respect to be treated as a good employee because I am. And I
Yeah.
want you to stay in that position because I need someone to look up to.
Right. See,
She's
and
like,
that's the thing. I didn't really see it as blackmailing. I saw it as her just taking an opportunity and being smart about it.
yeah, yeah,
Because that's the thing. She doesn't want to ruin her life, like you said.
exactly.
She wants her
Exactly.
to continue being the CEO. She's just telling her, I know what happened.
Yeah,
And because of that, you're
you
going
need
to
to.
let me have the
Yeah,
opportunities that I deserve.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah,
Make her sweat a little bit.
yeah. And then I love so much that she was like, and then we see her with the little mic, but then
Mm-hmm.
we see a different power dynamic later on, almost at the end, and
Mm-hmm.
it's with Nicole Kidman's own boss. The way he walks in saying like, what a fucking pap. That one was,
Yeah.
no, Siri.
She heard Pap and she's like, can I
Yeah,
help
she's
you?
like, yeah.
Not
He
talking
walks
about you.
in, he walks into the office, and
Mhm.
right away you could see the intention.
Oh, the way he was like sitting in his seat,
Yeah, he's like,
drinking his
you want,
coffee.
I'm gonna have the house for myself. Do you want to come over? And I started getting stressed out right away because I was like, this guy could fire her because you could tell that he knew that something happened. And I love that she was like, fuck you,
Fuck you.
because men do this all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So if men can get away with it, why can't she?
Right. Right.
You know,
Exactly. And what did she say to it? It was like, if I want to humiliate myself, I'll
I'm
pay
gonna
for
pay
it.
for it. I was like,
Ooh,
mic
okay.
drop. Yeah,
Yeah.
so good. And the
Yeah.
thing is also that she set her boundary there with him. And she said, you'll never talk to me like that ever fucking again. Like,
Hmm.
get the fuck out of here. You know?
Right. Right.
She needed to say you're a fucking pab, but we'll talk regardless about it.
That's in the sequel. In the sequel,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
get that in there.
Oh man. Yeah, I feel like the theme, in my opinion, of this movie was power dynamics in many, many senses because we
Right.
had the one at home.
Hmm.
There was something, I don't know if you noticed this, but when she was saying like, no, I have to do this, and he's like, well, but I want you to come, and then he would get mad, the husband, he would get mad, but then he would be like this to her, like, come hug me. I'm like, bro, like you're just making it worse for her because she doesn't want to take care of you. She wants to be taken care of,
Yeah.
you know? She wants you to go to her and hug her. Don't be like the needy. Ugh. That bothered me so much because I kept
Yeah.
thinking this is why she's looking for it somewhere else because she doesn't want to deal with this shit,
Hmm.
you know? And that was one power dynamic. We
Hmm.
saw her with her affair. What was his name?
Hmm.
Jake?
Stephen?
Steven. No, I can't remember.
I think it's Stephen.
Um, God,
We'll go with Stephen.
I'll tell you right now. His name was Samuel.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Yep.
I love
Hey, at
that
least it
because,
started with an S.
yeah, well, did they even really say his name in the
Yeah, they would
movie?
say Sam. Yeah. Yeah, they did. They were like, you're not, Esme was like, you're not allowed to see Sam anymore.
Okay,
But
see,
we
I do
see
remember that.
yeah, so we see the power dynamic between Samuel's character and
Mhm.
Nicole Kidman,
Right.
and um, that's a different power dynamic right
Mhm.
there because yeah, he works for her, but in the sexual part, he is the one that dominates.
Mhm.
And then we see Esme
Mhm.
using her power, to get what she wants. And then we see that final one with Nicole Kidman's boss, with Romy's boss.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
think
for
that
sure.
was it. And I also feel like it talks about the complexity,
Yeah. You're good. Complexity.
complexity,
Yeah,
complexity of all these dynamics too.
absolutely. See, and
You
that's
know,
to me the
it's like
genius of
layers,
A24.
layers. Yeah, there's so many layers under it. And you
Right.
can see her, struggle with it inside the whole time, going back and forth. And I feel like you
Mm-hmm.
could see that with Esme too. She wanted to, she probably knew about Samuel for a while and she just held and she wanted, but she wouldn't say. And until she was like, fuck it, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go for it. The back and forth of like not knowing if this is okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely like those scenes where it was just Romy and Sam, like
Mm-hmm.
those were like the highlight of power dynamic when she's like licking the milk out of the bowl,
Oh
that plate.
my God.
Like, what the fuck is going
And
on
can we
here?
talk about them bringing George Michael into the map? Father figure.
His dancing, I was like, oh, that
Horrible.
would not turn me on at all.
Yeah.
And she's sitting
No.
there like, ooh, baby. And I'm like,
Also,
ah.
I don't know. I was getting so much anxiety. I was like, your blinds are open. Someone can see you
That's what
from
I was thinking
outside.
too. Oh my God. When he was like, take off your dress. And I was like, close the window, close the
Yes,
blinds.
I thought the same. I was like, the curtains are open. Can somebody
Yeah.
close them?
Yeah.
I
Also,
will
it's
be your
crazy.
father figure.
Well, mommy issues too, because they're laying in bed afterwards and he's like,
And then he's
hold
saying,
me.
hold me. Yes, I said the same thing. I was like, mommy
Yeah.
issues now.
Right. So like all of it just made me feel so weird and uncomfortable. And I'm sure that was like probably what they wanted. They wanted you to feel weird about these things. I did. They succeeded. Like the whole time I was like, oh
Mm.
no, I don't like that. I don't like this.
Yeah, they really did a good job at that. I was like,
Yeah.
and it was to the point that I like there was at one point that I was like, I'm turned on ever
No.
through this film.
Right. No, I just felt like really uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was like, "Ugh." And but it could also be, society telling us that this is not right,
Hmm.
that this is not the norm, you
Sure.
know?
Also, it could be like a personal thing too, because for me, it was like having him tell her what to do, like get down on all fours, do
Oh,
this, do
I'd be
that.
like,
Like,
what?
yeah,
Yeah, it's not
I
my
find
thing
it,
either.
I find it demeaning.
Yeah, me too.
So that's not a turn on for me. But
Hmm.
obviously, again, for Romy, for her character, like we've been talking about, she wants someone to
She
tell
had
her what to
so much
do.
power. Yeah.
Right. For her to be the one that didn't have to make any decisions, be
Yeah.
bossed around, like
Yep.
that's her fantasy. So, good for her.
Jesus. Ah,
But
I don't think I
I
have
guess she had her
anything
fun.
else to say.
And me either. It is a lot to process.
It is, and I feel like I just watched it and it was last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes you think,
Yeah.
for sure.
Do you have any fun facts?
I do have a few. Yes.
Okay. I'm ready.
So there's like in sort of the beginning when I think they start having their affair, um In Excess's Never Tear Us Apart.
Uh-huh.
Never
Yeah,
tear
yeah,
us
yeah, yeah, yeah.
apart.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
yes.
I
That
love
song's
that they
been
play
running.
that too. Yeah.
It's actually like perfect
It's a good
song.
soundtrack.
Yes, it is. And
Yeah.
that song is like perfect for all those moments. And A24 actually was struggling to get the rights for it. So the director,
Ooh.
Helena, she loved the scene with the songs and she tried other songs and it just wasn't working. So she ended up complaining about it to Nicole Kidman and she was like, okay, like give me a couple days. And Nicole
She
Kidman
came
ended
through.
up securing the rights for the
I
song.
love that.
She gets it done. Good for her.
Yeah.
So I mean, thank goodness, because I think that song
Just
actually
like,
is like
hold that thought. I'll be back.
she's like, I got this, boo. Don't
Yeah.
worry. Yeah, it's because it's perfect.
Very CEO of her.
Exactly. She's a badass boss bitch.
Yep.
So Nicole Kidman won the Volpe Cup for Best Actress at the Venice Festival in 2024 for this film.
Her
Um,
performance was impeccable.
I mean, really,
That
really
was
good.
beautiful.
Yeah. She had just arrived in Venice and was on her way to the closing ceremony when she, I guess, got a phone call that her mother had passed away. So she had to leave Italy immediately, obviously.
Hmm.
And she ended up not receiving the award in person, but the director, Helena, accepted it on her behalf. Okay, I thought this was interesting. So the milk scene where she gets the
Hmm.
milk in the bar and she drinks it.
Hmm.
So that actually happened in real life to the director. So
Oh,
she was in a bar by herself in Belgium and she ran into a very famous actor. She didn't name him, but he's 15 years younger than her at the time. And he ordered a glass of milk for her. She thought it was a very courageous thing to do and wanted to reward him by drinking the whole thing, which she did, though it left her, quote, a little nauseated. Which I'm like, yeah, drinking a
yeah,
whole fucking
gross.
glass of
I would
probably
shit
whole
my
milk.
pants right there.
I know that's what I was thinking. I was like, first of all, what person past the age of like 5 drinks a full glass of milk?
Mm-mm.
Sick. But that actually happened to her. That's fucked up.
Yeah. Oof.
Um, so Helena cast Harris Dickinson, who plays Sam, after
Hmm.
seeing him in Triangle of Sadness. I don't know if you've seen that one.
No.
It's good. It was nominated for a bunch of Oscars. He's a male model and he goes with
Oh,
his
I
girlfriend
think I saw the trailer.
on that like private yacht.
Hmm.
And there's like a big storm and like all these things happen and they basically get
I think
shipwrecked.
I think it's on available to stream actually.
Okay. It actually is a pretty good movie.
Okay.
So he is in it. So she saw that and she was like, we need to have him because
Okay.
he's not only just an insanely talented actor, but she said that he had a vulnerability and a very unique masculinity that you don't see often with male actors, which I
Okay.
do agree. Like there is something compelling about him. I've seen him in other things. And like I think you are drawn to him,
Hmm.
you know. There's just something about him. And he's not unattractive.
No, yeah.
But yeah, like there's something about him. Okay, last one. So one of Romy's daughters, Nora, at one point she asks Samuel if he wants to see her dance the tarantella. So this is a reference to
Yes.
Heinrich Ibsen's play A Dollhouse, which shares elements with the plot of the film. So in the play, Nora is an unhappy housewife who comes to find out through scandal and scrutiny that she's dissatisfied with her marriage. Unlike this film, Nora dismantles her life and leaves to find satisfaction, whereas Romy cuts
Oh,
ties
wow.
with Samuel to maintain the life she has built.
I
Because
love a
that's the
little
thing, like,
Easter egg.
right? Because I think that's
Yeah.
so interesting too, because after that whole fight that happens,
Yeah.
and he doesn't even say a word to her, anything like, I'm sorry, or like, you're never gonna see me. He just walks out the door and like that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like just cuts
Just
ties.
yeah.
They're done. Which even for her too, to be crazy and be like, you're mine, you can't date anybody else. To be like, oh yeah, I'm never gonna talk to this guy again.
Yeah. Also, I think it was more her coming, her being okay with wanting those things sexually.
Mm,
I think once she didn't feel shame anymore about it, because her husband was like, oh, you're like blaming all this, the problem is you. Yeah, she knew the problem is her, but the problem was her because she wasn't okay with being that person.
mm, mm-hmm.
And I think she was okay letting him go because she came to her senses that, hey, this is part of who you are. You don't need to suppress this anymore. You don't need him,
Right.
to have this. Like, you can
Mm.
bring this into your sexual life with your husband.
I
Maybe.
agree with all of I do agree with all of that. I
Mhm.
also see this is the other thing where it doesn't necessarily have to be like one thing. Like it can be a lot of
Yeah.
things. So I think yes with that, but also I think when people have affairs or they have this other part of their life and all of a sudden it collides.
Oh
So
God.
seeing both this like young intern that she's sleeping with and her
Yeah.
husband fighting, and it's like these two aspects of her life sort of like coming together and seeing it all in one place, it sort of was like
A
a
slap on the
oh yeah,
face.
a slap in the
Yeah.
face, like this rude awakening, and like, okay, this was a fantasy that I was having, and like my husband, this is real life.
And
So
it's
like
not a fantasy anymore when that shit happens.
exactly. So it like loses
Yeah.
its appeal anyway. So she's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck am I doing? Like
Yeah.
I have a family. He's right. I like my kids.
Yeah.
I need to stop.
Yeah.
There was too much at stake.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree with that too. I think it's both things. It's like
Absolutely. Yeah.
so many layers,
Yeah.
how complex her character was. Um,
And that's why it's so good because it's so many things. It's not black and white. Like
exactly.
you can feel all sorts of things. You can have multiple reasons for doing something. So,
Exactly. Okay, so the Rotten Tomatoes score was 85.
oh, okay.
Um,
That's good.
the audience gave it 55.
Oh, interesting.
So it's very interesting to me. But the thing is, like, I don't think that people I don't think society is ready to have like a conversation the way you and I just did about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's still all this like stigmas about sex. Everyone
Mm-hmm.
likes sex differently.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be the same always.
Right.
And you know, who fucking cares how they like sex?
Yeah.
Why is it you feel so ashamed that somebody likes sex like that? You
Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
So I don't think the public was ready for that yet, but I'm glad it was done because
Yeah, for sure.
it just puts it out there,
Right.
and I'm
And I
sure
think
people
also,
were looking up this like, oh, is this real? And I'm like, all I
yeah.
keep thinking is like these couples exist. We just never see them. And then when we see it, it's usually like a kidnapper in a movie or or like
Yeah.
a rapist, and I'm like, no, there are couples that are into this, like that's
Right.
their thing.
Yeah. And also, I think portraying it as like this older woman who has teenage daughters, like once
Mm-hmm.
you reach a certain age, it's like
Mm-hmm.
as a woman, your sexual desires expire.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's not fair. That's
This
such
no, yeah.
bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like our sex drive is supposed to peak when
Peak.
we're probably like in our
Mm-hmm.
20s and then we should be done, right?
Mm-mm. Mm-hmm.
So I think that it's nice this film shows that women have needs. We have
Yeah.
fantasies. We have
Yep.
sexual desires. We have a sex drive, and we shouldn't be ashamed of it.
Yep. I agree. Um, but I think that's it. The cinema score was a B minus, and basically from like overall it had like 67% positive score, like in general with all the websites and all that stuff. Um,
I mean, I think it was really well done, you know?
yeah, yeah. But I do think like even in this like progressive times, I don't think people were ready for that. Otherwise, I think it would
Hmm.
have gotten a better score.
Yeah.
Because even you that you're like, I wouldn't watch it again, you know it was a film well done, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Exactly.
yeah, I can appreciate a good movie and the message
Hmm.
that it sends and
Yeah,
the performances and how it was written, you know.
yeah,
But yeah, like I'm probably not going to watch it again, and I think that that's okay. Also,
yeah,
it is interesting that they describe this as an erotic thriller.
yeah. I have many words for it. I don't think it was I don't know. What would
I
you
mean,
describe it like?
if you do describe it very loosely, to me, an erotic
Yeah.
thriller.
Why? Like how would
Because
you
I
describe
feel,
it?
yeah, because I feel like an erotic thriller would just be more of an anxiety induced feeling, you know,
Mm,
like they're, it's like she's gonna lose everything. Like but I didn't really feel that. Like it sort of went there, but not like 100% because I don't feel like that was the point of the movie.
I did feel it though. I did get the anxiety the whole time. And like the whole time that I was like, they're gonna get caught. Oh my God, what's like that was like my track of thoughts. But you were probably seeing it from a different point of view, because I feel like they both of them were so risky. And
Mm,
that's what was giving me anxiety. Like that stress of like, oh, it, she's gonna be fucked over.
mm-hmm.
I don't know. Um, but I do think it was I liked it. I don't think
Yeah.
I'll watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really well done. I do recommend people watch it. Just don't watch it with your parents, you
I
know.
no.
Please
I
don't
mean,
do that.
right off it starts with a sex scene. I
It's
mean, you don't even
very
see anything,
heavy.
but you hear the
Yeah.
noises and you're like, oh, okay, we're in it.
Yeah, right away. I was like,
Right away.
oh my
Yeah.
God. And then the scene right after that one, I was like, oh,
Yeah. Yep.
what?
Yep.
Yeah,
So
really sucks you in.
yeah, you can tell your parents to watch it, just don't watch
But
it
don't watch
with
it with them.
them. Yeah.
I give it 2 thumbs up. And that's it for me. You give it 2 thumbs up or 1.5 or one and yes.
I mean, like the actual movie, two thumbs up. It's a
Yeah,
great movie, but for
yeah.
me, I would give it like a thumb up.
1 thumb up.
Yeah, one
One
thumb.
little finger.
Yeah, but B minus, I think
Yeah,
like
it's a good
B
score.
plus. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. It's a good movie. It is good.
yeah.
Good
Well,
performance.
guys, that's it for today.
Ooh.
You guys are getting sexy out there. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure this episode has just turned everyone
Oh
on.
my goodness. Um, Wait, let me just talk about next week's episode real quick before I forget. Well, we're recording it this week, but we are discussing queer and we will have a guest, which is very exciting. It's always very exciting.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, so stay tuned. We will talk to you guys next week. Rate, review, subscribe, comment, like, everything, everything, everything. Tell everyone, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your boyfriends and girlfriends, and
Tell
all
your
this stuff.
lovers.
Tell your lovers,
Tell
tell
your
your
Sams.
daddies.
Ah! And your mommies and go have a glass of milk.
Oh God. That's
Oh,
it, guys.
thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.